everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to prepare poison tacos.
Tacos envenenados? ¿Qué me haces?
They're not really poison, that's just the name of the tacos. The recipe for these tacos was created back in the early 1950s in Zacatecas, which is where I'm from. He would go out and sell them on the street, on the buses, and each time somebody would ask him what's in the tacos, in order for him not to reveal his recipe, he would simply reply, poison or veneno, which is how they got their name. And today we're going to prepare that recipe with you. I'm going to add a little salty cocina touch to them, but they're going to turn out just as delicious. So join me and let's get started with the recipe. To prepare this recipe, we're going to start by removing the stems and the seeds from 3 chile guajillos. These are fairly small, so I'm going to use 4. To remove the seeds, simply remove the stem. If you're using your hand to open the pepper, be very careful because sometimes the peppers can be a little bit sharp. You can also use the help of a pair of kitchen scissors to cut it open to remove the seeds. Once we're done cleaning the peppers, we're going to soak them in hot water. Place the peppers in a small saucepan filled with a little bit of water or enough water to where the peppers are completely submerged in the water. Boil for about 30 seconds over medium-high heat. Turn off the burner and cover for 15 to 20 minutes or until the peppers are nice and pliable. Next, we're going to peel 4 pre-washed Yukon Gold potatoes or a potato of your choice. Then we're going to dice it into smaller pieces by cutting it in half and thirds and then thirds again. In a separate saucepan, bring to a boil 4 to 5 cups of water. Add in the potatoes along with 1 teaspoon of salt. Boil the potatoes for about 15 minutes or until they're nice and soft and they can easily break down. Drain out the water and set them aside until they're ready to use. In a separate pan, heat up 2 tablespoons of your preferred cooking oil. In my case, I'm going to go ahead and use manteca because manteca adds so much more flavor to your dish. Add half an onion roughly chopped and about 2 to 3 large garlic cloves, 2 serrano peppers cut in half, and I'm also going to add a few extra serrano peppers so we can enjoy with our tacos later on. This is what we call chiles toreados. To bring out the spiciness in the pepper, roll it in your hand or on a flat surface before placing it in the pan. I'm also going to make a few small incisions in the pepper before placing it in the pan. The small incisions that we made is going to allow the pepper to cook on the inside, but it's also going to avoid it from breaking open as it cooks. Once the onion and the garlic are nice and fragrant and caramelized, we're going to remove those. But we're going to leave the peppers in there for about a minute longer, and then we're going to remove those as well. By this time, the peppers have been soaking for about 15 minutes. Now that they're nice and pliable, we're going to transfer them to the blender, along with the onion, the garlic, and the 2 serrano peppers cut in half. To help blend the ingredients, I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of water from the pan that we used to soak the peppers in. For seasonings, I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of Mexican oregano and 1/3 teaspoon of cumin. Before adding the beans to the blender, we're going to blend these ingredients first until it has a nice smooth salsa-like texture like this. Then we're going to add 4 cups of pinto beans along with a little bit of the bean broth. You can use homemade beans or you can also use canned beans. Place it back on the blender and blend until it's nice and smooth, and set it aside until it's ready to use. Heat up your pan over medium-high heat and add in 10 ounces of chorizo or longaniza. For this recipe, I like to use the regular chorizo because it's much easier to break down and it's also going to give your beans a much smoother texture. Cook the chorizo for about 5 minutes over medium-high heat, then add in the cooked potatoes. Using a potato smasher, a spoon, or a cup, smash the potatoes until it has a smashed potato-like consistency. Then we're going to mix in the ingredients from the blender. Mix in the potatoes with the beans until everything is well broken down and it's well incorporated. Simmer over low-medium heat for about 1 minute and then taste it. At this point, you can add additional salt if needed, or you can also add chicken tomato bouillon, chicken bouillon, or beef bouillon. The amount of salt or chicken bouillon you use can vary depending if your beans were already salted. So make sure to taste it before adding additional salt. Now we're just going to simmer the beans over low heat for about 15 to 20 minutes. Make sure your setting is not too high because the beans do splatter. And you don't want to get some of those beans on you because it's like hot lava. In between stirrings, cover the pan so it doesn't get everywhere because it will make a big mess if you don't keep it covered. And while we wait for the beans, we're going to prepare a red salsa to go with the tacos. The consistency of the beans we're looking for is a thick, pasty-like consistency. You'll know they're ready when you can see the bottom of the pan like this. Once it reaches this point, we're going to turn off the burner and we're going to wait for them to cool down for a little bit before we begin to prepare the tacos. To prepare your tacos, add a spoonful of the beans to a preheated corn tortilla. Spread it around, making sure that it stays right in the middle, then add a piece of your favorite melting cheese. When making tacos, I prefer to use the Arizona brand because they're super thin and they don't absorb a lot of oil like regular tortillas. You do have to be careful when warming them up because they harden up if you warm them up for too long. The best way to warm up these tortillas is in the microwave. Before placing it in the microwave, wrap them with a clean paper towel or place them in a plastic bag and warm them up for 30 to 45 seconds in the microwave. Or you can also make your own homemade corn tortillas. Once we have a few of the tacos prepared, we're going to preheat our oil over low-medium heat and we're going to fry the tacos for about 30 seconds to a minute on each side or until they're nice and golden. As you remove the tacos from the oil, place them on a plate lined with a clean paper towel to absorb some of the excess oil. If you haven't tried these tacos, these are a must-try for your next Taco Tuesday or any day of the week. They're also great for party platters. The filling in the tacos are just absolutely delicious, and look at the cheese. You can enjoy them just like this with your favorite salsa, or enjoy them as a side with your favorite recipes, or for an anytime snack. If you're ever in Mexico, they serve them just like this without any toppings, but you can also add your favorite toppings. My mom used to open them up and add a little bit of lettuce, or you can place the toppings over the taco, like a tostada kind of. I'm also going to add a little bit of sour cream and I'm going to sprinkle the tacos with a little bit of queso cotija. And don't forget your salsa because a taco is never complete without salsa. And for those that like it extra spicy, we're also going to serve with a side of chiles toreados. And now for my favorite part, the taste test. These tacos are so delicious, I can never make enough of them. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, give me a thumbs up. Share with your friends and family so they don't miss out on future recipes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in our next video with a different recipe.